Hi, this is Michael Becker, and in this 5C School Mastering Tinderbox 101 video, I wanted to introduce you to a new template I've just created and I'm offering through the school. It's the internal text anchor links template, and what that allows you to do is to create standalone documents such that the internal text links will actually work. Now, I created a simplified version of this a few weeks back and offered it up through the forum. This one actually addresses several other and new issues that I came across, such as notes with duplicate names, the handling of images on the root from the root directory of the document that you're particularly working with. I'm still working on that images element a little bit. It also creates a more advanced draft creation utility that I want to be able to show you. And so let me go ahead and pull up the document and show you. And it also includes an installer as well. So let's go ahead and so here's the particular document, and just to demonstrate it to you, let me get my mouse up on the screen. You'll see I can scroll up and down in the particular document. I can click around on any of the internal text links, and they're all going to work. And if I look at the code behind the scenes, what you're seeing here is I've converted all of the, and what my library does in the file is it converts all the links to anchor HTML anchor tags, and so that you get the internal referencing of links within a standalone document. And so this turns out to be really effective and works great. That's one fun aspect of the file. Now let me go ahead and show you here. We'll go ahead and hit open, hit new, and we'll bring the installer in. And so now what I can do is I can go ahead and just install this right into the file, and it's up and running and ready to go. So now, and what I've done here is I've actually included several exercises, which we won't go through in this video. But when you get the file, I'm encouraging you to play with it. So you can preview the sample article we have here, add in some text links and play with it. Export the file as a standalone document. I will demonstrate this one, copying and publishing an article to say Word or Google Docs. You can try toggling off the on and out markdown capabilities. So I spent a lot of time kind of configuring the document so it works with both Tinderbox's native processor, but also works with markdown processing. So if you click here, for example, and oops, not that one, I don't want to do this one. Let's look at the article here. If I click here and then click away, Tinderbox is converting the document to be processed with markdown. I use this kind of color pink to signify for me the difference between a note that is marked down and not. And you'll see down here, Tinderbox is just notifying me that all of the different attributes that have been created in the file. And so now when I render the document, you'll see here, for example, I've got a text link here. And so when we talk about the 5 C's of knowledge management and this methodology I do, one thing is to really realize how it's so critically important to be thinking about this idea versus output versus input software when we're trying to develop knowledge management. And you get this wrong, and this can actually lead to death. There's was a really interesting a story that was done several years back where one of the root causes of the Challenger space shuttle explosion was PowerPoint. And so that's one of the, it's really literally death by PowerPoint and output software. And you'll notice here, if I click on this link, I can go over and pop over to Thomas's article and review that article. Now, because I wrote that article, that note, and let's go ahead and find it here. You'll see here, I wrote that note in Markdown, using the Markdown syntax for a link. And so because I'm rendering the article in Markdown, it's being properly processed. If I were not writing in Markdown, I can go ahead and uncheck that, and you'll now see that that note is, and the reason why that's popping up still is Tinderbox is not refreshing the background link. So if I was actually, it's not, and you'll see a note in the export document that Tinderbox doesn't necessarily always push an export of a previewed note, and you either need to open up or close the document and open it up, or reopen it, and you'll see how that will work. The other thing to be thinking about is I built in a drafts functionality, so I can go ahead here and I can click create draft.
Congrats, your draft has been created.
And you'll see that what Tinderbox has done is it's aggregated up all of the subnotes and created an HTML version of the draft of the note, which I now can retain and hold. And there's an export version of the document too. So this is a really nice capability that you can introduce and bring into your documents. And I'll show you really quickly. This is all being rendered within action code within the template itself. So you can be able to copy some of these libraries and actually bring them over into your other documents as well. The template also demonstrates and shows to you, how to leverage and use embedded files. In future templates and articles, I'll be giving demonstrations on how to use and manipulate and manage with other media within Tinderbox. So this is the internal advanced links template. I'll be making revisions and refinements with it over time, but this is the version 1 or 2.0 version of it. The 1.0 is a simple one that had implications with common notes and image management. But I hope you enjoy the file and you'll learn a lot from using it. So thank you very much. Bye-bye.